Hello, everyone. This is the share out from group 5. I'm Eric, and I have two teammates. They are Yuki and Isang. Before our share out, I'd like to ask you guys some questions. Have you found your ideal job during this quarantine time? Maybe you're not. It's fine because I haven't found mine yet. That's what we are talking about today. Okay, first let's refer to the target interviewee. Well, as you can see from the lecture, our target interviewees are basically second year EE or CS graduate student from different university. Because of the quarantine situation, we only chat with some of our friends. And you guys could see from the chart below that we interview students from at least 7 different universities from all over the world. And they are all seeking full-time job and PhD programs during this hard time. Okay, let's continue with our interview example questions. I select about 5 questions from all of our example questions. And to start with, I'd like to ask our candidates about some general or basic information about their current status. So we choose to ask them about challenging experience in university or peer pressure topics. And after that, I select to ask them some mental health service questions so that we could know how much they know about the mental health service or support in their own university. And after all of that, we began to ask them the questions about balancing job seeking and academy work at last. Okay, now let's talk about the theme. Welcome, Yuki.
Hi, I'm Yuki. I'm going to introduce the themes and needs statement our group has generated. After reorganizing and clustering the data from all of our interviewees, our group has found many common patterns among these results. Based on that, we generated our themes. Let's see what we find. The first theme is stress for seeking job. It's understandable because the job market is becoming more competitive because of COVID-19, and it's even harder for international students to seek jobs during this difficult time. Also, many students are having trouble doing their schoolwork and seeking jobs at the same time. The second theme would be university obstacles, such as exams, projects, good GPAs, and so on. The next one would be students' opinions about mental health care support on their campus. Many students claim that they know about their school's mental health care support, but they do not have enough time to seek for this kind of help. Also, many students mention that they can come over the bad emotions by themselves, so they think it's useless for them to seek for help in this kind of institutions. The last two ones are all about feeling better. The first is about handling peer pressure. Many interviewees mention we should accept ordinary and have better time management and improve oneself. As for relaxed methods, we've got many different answers based on the interests of different interviewees, such as playing with their phones, talking with their friends, cooking, playing video games, exercise. Based on all the themes we've collected, we can move on to the next part, needs statements. Our group come up with 3 needs statements. The first one is Taylor, an ECE second-year student at Duke University, needs to call his friends in order to express his anxiety of balancing schoolwork and job seeking. The second one is Henry, an EE graduate student in Japan, needs to go to a mental health care center on campus in order to get rid of insomnia. The last one is Bob, a CS graduate student in Colombia, needs to adjust his mood and learn from his former failed interviews in order to add some odds on job hunting. Okay, let's welcome Ethan to introduce the how might we statements based on all the three need statements.
Hi everyone, my name is Ethan, and let's come to how might we statements. So for the how might we statements, we actually generate three statements according to the need statements. Actually, all three people are virtual people that we generated from our interview results. And for this first people, whose name is Taylor, and his need is to call his friend in order to express his anxiety. And as we are all ECE students, so in my opinion, it's the best for us to call him directly. So our statement is as follows: how might we help our friend to relax themselves through phone call and make them feel relieved? And for the second how might we statement, his name is Henry, and his need is to go to mental health care center on campus. And after we analyze his need, we think that this need might be caused by his not convenient to reach these services. So our statement come to that: how might we advertise our campus mental health service so that students could get convenient mental health support? And for the third student, his name is Bob. And although he is from CS and in Colombia, he haven't found any internship or full-time job up till now. So his need is to learn from his formal field interviews. So our how might we statement come to: how might we encourage upstate students who are seeking for jobs to become more prepared for interviews? So the above are all our how might we statements. So next, let's come to the top three lessons that we have learned. So for the first lesson, we need to adjust our interviews according to interviewees' response dynamically. There's an example that I actually interviewed one student who has got 3 full-time jobs in 3 Chinese large IT companies. And under this circumstance, he doesn't have any pressure about job seeking. So my interview topic is mainly focused on the part of balancing homework and job seeking and about the homework tips. And the second one is design should focus on what people really need. So actually, as we are all second year master students, we are facing a hard time during this COVID-19 time. So the urgent need for the students' mental health is that they are facing a pressure about homework as well as the job seeking. So we design our interview based on these 2 topics. And for the third lesson, we provide feedback continuously during the interview to better understand the interviewee's response and make them feel respected. So I actually interviewed one student who is about to reach his PhD initially, but according to the virus and his interests, he decided to move on to search for a full-time SD job. And he's really upset. So actually during the interview, I provided him with some tips about how to find a good full-time job and during the interviews. So that's about my interview today. And that's all about our group 5 share out. Thank you.